Sir, I don't mind if you have that on, but can you turn that flashlight off?
Hey guys, welcome back to San Joaquin Valley Transparency. This video comes to you from a channel called Hey Guys Live. This guy sent me an email that was quite interesting. I read it, and one of the things that caught my attention is a channel called Into Film a while back told me that we need to stop talking like we do when we're out in the streets. We need to start speaking the language of the courtroom. In this guy's email, he's doing just that. I'm actually going to read that email to you guys after some of these clips. Go subscribe to Hey Guys Live. Let them know San Joaquin sent you. I'll see you guys over there.
Are you allowed to be recording?
Sure. I'm on a public sidewalk.
Yeah, but my face is on there.
Yeah, well, stay home. You're in public.
I don't care. I don't want you to be recording me.
Sorry.
Is that, like, he could do that?
He's allowed to record in public places.
I wasn't even recording you until you started talking to a camera.
Shut the hell up. Yeah.
You don't want to be on camera, don't talk to a camera.
Like your boss's boss.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
So, I'm going to ask that you don't film here.
Yeah?
It's actually a shelter, and as far as HIPAA is concerned, we can't have you filming clients.
You know, HIPAA is a law for healthcare providers, not for the citizens on a public sidewalk.
Right, but for the clients I have here, it does cover for HIPAA.
It does?
Absolutely.
So is there a law that says I can't film on a public sidewalk anything I can see from public?
I'm going to ask you to not.
You're asking me not to,
I'm
right?
asking you politely to please stop filming.
And I'm gonna decline.
Okay.
Now I want to read to you guys an important email that was sent to me by this channel as promised, and I think you guys are really going to love what it says. Pay very close attention because we are going to be touching on this subject from here on out, and I'm definitely going to help this new guy's channel so that we can get his voice heard and that it trembles the ground from sea to shining sea when he speaks on this topic. So here it is, folks. This guy has a plan, and here's what it says. Okay, so bear with me a bit. The concept is simple, but explaining the importance might not be. Just keep an open mind and try to see the potential. All of my political opinions and beliefs are grounded in a very simple core principle. It goes, the initiation of force is always illegitimate. It is sometimes referred to as the non-aggression principle. I have never been swayed from this principle. Sometimes in certain wedge arguments, like say abortion, I have to really think about who initiated the force, but once I can see who initiated the force, I know who was wrong. Sometimes I can decide that no initiation of force exists, so no one is wrong, like smoking marijuana. I don't have to agree on someone's behavior to accept that it's none of my business if it doesn't hurt, initiate force on anyone. In the end, all I need to do is figure out where I stand on any issue is to consider carefully where an initiation of force exists, if one does. You can feel free to test me on any issue if you want. If you can convince me of an example of a just or appropriate initiation of force, you would be the first. After reading a lot of Supreme Court opinions and rulings, I've noticed a common theme. The justices like to refer to, in quotes, the spirit of older laws and the enumerated rights in the Bill of Rights. They use the spirit of older laws to weigh newer cases to decide how to rule on these newer cases. Just like your video about the black men who challenged the whites-only coffee shop policy, the trial centered around the spirit of older laws. The spirit of laws is kind of what is called a precedence. Once precedence is set, it's almost impossible to overturn. The Bill of Rights makes up the majority of precedents set by the spirit of almost all local, state, and federal laws. It is very hard for a state or local judge to rule in any way that is antithetical to the original Bill of Rights. All of the great changes in our country stem from the state courts legislating away bad laws by using the precedents set in our Bill of Rights. It is my opinion that the spirit of all our laws, especially the Bill of Rights, either is or was that initiation of force is always illegitimate. That sentence is literally the definition of liberty. It's the best articulation of the concept of freedom that there is. Think about it. Take each enumerated amendment one at a time and tell me if you believe that freedom isn't the spirit of every single one of them. It's the whole point in having a Bill of Rights. They all amount to the same thing. Liberty, or in other words, they all amount to and are grounded in the core principle, the initiation of force put on the people by its government is always illegitimate. Murder, rape, theft are all crimes because they are all initiations of force put on people by other people. If you're convinced of what I'm saying and you believe that it's the truth and that most people could also be convinced of this truth, then I propose we in the community, cop watchers, First Amendment, Second Amendment activists, etc., who agree all galvanize around and organize under the cause of getting rid of laws that do not carry the spirit of this core principle and introduce new laws that do carry the spirit. My plan is twofold. Number one, we all publicly weigh what we see in our videos against the non-aggression principle. Our own actions, others' actions, and our public employees' actions. We do not need to make all of the videos all about it. We just need to include a small blurb wherever we see the initiation of force and include a small blurb when we see actions that don't initiate force being criminalized. Like, wow, those deputies body slammed that guy and he didn't even initiate force on anyone. Or searching that guy's car was a clear initiation of force, etc. Number two, we force our lawyers to include the arguments that the spirit of all just laws is that the initiation of force is always illegitimate, and in the absence of an initiation of force, no crime can exist because there is no victim. Force the courts to accept this concept and be correct, or reject this concept and be wrong. It doesn't matter which they choose. It only matters that it is said so people can see that it is the true difference between just or unjust. And he goes on to finish that email with, I'd like the core principle of liberty to go viral. I actually answered that email, and this is what I told him. I just read everything you said and I like it. I'm going to share a video of yours and begin to make your voice loud. I'll be listening, and I'll also let folks know what you're talking about. The video you mentioned that I did regarding the coffee shop in the Supreme Court case didn't go viral, but my strong support base did see the video. They heard the message of ending qualified immunity, and what began to happen next absolutely blew my mind. Before that video, absolutely nobody, with the exception of the Batusai, talked about qualified immunity. I had never seen it talked about in my comment section before that. Now every video I drop, someone mentions ending qualified immunity. In just about every police video on YouTube, in the comment section you'll find someone talking about ending qualified immunity. What I'm trying to say is, this concept or idea you have is absolutely magnificent. Count me in.
Sir, I need you to go stand on the sidewalk. You can't be...
I can't be in a public parking lot?
I'm sorry?
I can't be in a public parking
but you
lot?
can't stand in the public parking lot. You can stand on a public sidewalk.
There's
Thank you
like
very
20
much. This is private property too, by the way.
There's 25 feet here, and
No, we're talking about our investigation.
I was actually in there as a patron.
Sir, stop. Look, I'm
a
not trying to give you a
patron
hard
in
time.
there.
We're talking about an official police investigation, and if you're going to impede our investigation, I'm going to put you in handcuffs.
I'm not impeding.
I would like for you can absolutely film. You cannot film our investigation.
I'm not
You're not
film-
going to stand here and listen to us. You can stand over there
You're
on
a
the
public
sidewalk.
employee in public.
I know what I can do, and I know what I can't do.
I'm pretty sure you need to put some tape up or something.
Can I ask why you're filming here?
Just for my own personal reasons. I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story.
For gather content fun.
Yeah.
You having fun? You have no life or what?
That's what I do, man. Film, please.
That's fine.
They said you made contact. Can I get a name, badge number?
Yeah, you can get that out there. John?
Gathering content for a story.
What is your story having anything to do with shelters?
It doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's just public employees doing public things.
The reason why I ask is because we do have clients here that have protection orders against people, and I don't know who you are, and I don't know if you're one of those people.
I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? But if you were, would you say that? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean,
Right.
I guess since I'm in public and that's publicly viewable, you
Right.
kind of have to make your own privacy. Because what if the person that you're talking about was actually looking around at all the places
No,
that their person
I
might be
totally
at?
understand. It's just
Yeah,
that
so-
it would be
It's really on you, to create the privacy for those people.
absolutely, and I can agree with that. I just don't want for anyone here to be uncomfortable with it.
Okay, well,
because of the clients that we have. This
You know,
is run by the city of Tucson.
they should
and
stay inside their doors if they're worried about stuff like that. I mean, if that's what they have to do. And I would hate to see that they had to do that. But
Right.
but
I
yeah,
would too.
yeah. I'm just saying.
What do you?
And when I came by, there was no one out. It was completely empty.
Right. That's kind of why I'm, talking to you now, because I don't want to.
Is this just a healthcare facility, or is this
It's a shelter.
a shelter? So is it government funded?
I suppose it's not just government funded, but yes.
When you get your check, is it a government
No.
funding? No. It's a 401c or something like that?
I don't know if it's
You don't know.
401c.
Okay.
But I work for Community Bridges.
Okay.
So Community Bridges does a lot of outreach and a lot of stuff for the community, and we just, you know what I mean? I would prefer that we're not being videotaped. I don't care if you videotape me. Obviously,
Right.
I'm out here talking.
Right.
But I just, you know what I mean? I don't want for our clients to be uncomfortable being videotaped.
Are the people here court ordered here?
I cannot.
You can't answer
I
that?
can't answer that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm just going to be here on the sidewalk filming things I can see from public. And if any of your clients are uncomfortable with that, I'm not going to be here all day or anything. You know, you could just let them know that there's someone filming, and they could just, you know, if they're worried about their anonymity or whatever, they could stay out of the camera view, you know.
Well, I can agree with that, but at the same time, like, to me, it feels like, and I obviously you have your rights as a American citizen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of like, at what cost? Like, are you willing to like do this for what? Like, what is it that you're trying to?
I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story.
Right. But what? But the story entails what? You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
what is it about here that you feel you need to film here?
It's kind of an investigatory story, so it's not something I could divulge. I mean, it's, you know, but it's
All right.
legitimate.
Well, if it's an investigative story, I'm probably going to call my supervisor and see what they want me to do.
That's
Because
fine.
when it comes to things like that, like, it is a HIPAA violation. You know what I mean? I don't want you just
You're
filmed.
saying that I'm violating a HIPAA law?
What I'm saying is that, are you filming right now?
I am.
Right. Okay.
I am,
so
absolutely.
We just had a client go inside. That to me like feels like that to me like feels like my clients are, their rights are being violated.
Well, they're not. They're in public view, and so.
Right, but this here is not public view.
No, it is, because I'm on a public sidewalk and
it's
I can
private
see it, and you
property,
can't trespass
right?
my eyes. That's the problem.
Right, but you're filming it. You know what I mean? I just don't want for my
Anything I
clients to
can
film.
see with my eyes, I can film. And so you guys might want to create more privacy by putting up a cover or something for these people. I mean, that's really on you. The onus is on you for that, you know?
Right. I understand what you're saying. I don't know how that goes as far as my clients here
Well,
and their rights being private.
I can tell you it's not a violation of HIPAA because I never signed a HIPAA. I've never signed into the HIPAA system. So the onus isn't on me for HIPAA.